Hi, it's Agnes, and I'm going to read a viewer's success story. And this is from Klaus, and this is what he said. 3 years ago, I met a woman, my specific person. We had met each other on Tinder, but it was summer and I wanted to go on vacation, and I decided to delete the app, as I found it disturbing. Before deleting my Tinder profile, I sent the woman my email address, telling her I would delete my profile. She confirmed that she had seen my message. I heard nothing from her the next month, and I thought she had lost interest. One day there was a message in my Facebook inbox and Messenger, and it was from her. When I had deleted my profile, my email address had disappeared. She succeeded in finding me on Facebook using my first name, which is quite common in the country which I live, and looking for my photo. A couple of days later, we went on a date, which was the nicest and most relaxing date I have ever been on. We talked together for 7 hours. In the next month, we texted on a daily basis, talked on the phone, and met. I sensed something very unique, a special connection. One evening, she went out with her girlfriends in a bar and she was attacked and threatened with a knife. And to begin with, her reaction was disbelief. Nobody knew what had happened. She told me she had her credit card stolen, but I couldn't feel a difference. But I could feel a difference, a change of behavior in her voice and in her messages. After a few days, when I had not seen her, as she preferred to be alone, she came to realize what had happened. She trusted it to tell me. We still had plans for a date, but an hour before we were supposed to meet, she texted me to reschedule another day as she needed to be with someone, a girlfriend of hers who knew her very well. She would get back to me when she was better. I accepted that. After 5 days with no contact, insomnia, and worrying about her well-being, I wrote her a letter. I asked her how she felt, if she had received any help, and because of my own ghosts of rejection, as I didn't quite understand the silence and the absence, if she wanted to bail out. If that was the case, I would accept it. Although I was looking forward to knowing her better. She replied, things were getting better. She had just returned to work, and she had just needed time to get back on her feet. After that, she would get back to me. Weeks passed. I heard nothing from her for 3 weeks and not seen her for a month. We were friends on Facebook, and when I opened Messenger, I could see she appeared to be active or online, but I was unable to contact her. I tried to hide her profile, not to be a follower, but she still appeared active and online in my chat. It was about to drive me mad. My sleep was ruined. I was unfocused at work and snatched at being impatient with my daughter. Therefore, I decided it was unsustainable if we were friends on Facebook until she wanted me to be a part of her life again. I deleted her as a Facebook friend, but I would not do it without telling her why. I sent her a text message explaining, and she responded telling me she believed me. She had told me she needed time, but that I was either didn't understand it or it wasn't enough for me. She had been diagnosed with shock and post-traumatic stress disorder, which I didn't know, and that she had planned to get back to me, but not anymore. In the next couple of months, I wrote 2 text messages to her. The first, I told her I hoped she was getting better, and the other message, I told her what she had awakened in me, and I was sorry I was pushing her away when I felt rejected. No replies. After 2 months in limbo, I felt I needed a settlement or a decision or an answer. I think, Klaus, is what you're trying to say. To look at each other peacefully in the eyes. I wrote her a short letter asking her if we could meet for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee to depart in a good way. I received a text message in which she asked me not to contact her anymore, as I was beginning to appear intrusive. Though I had only texted her twice and sent her 1 letter in 2 months, I felt like I was a stalker, but I realized there was nothing I could do. Every day I visualized how we would meet, looking at her in the eyes, and I told her I was very sorry reacting the way that I did. About a month after our last correspondence, I was going to see my sister, who was hospitalised in the Department of Gastroenterology. My specific person worked as a nurse, but with oncology in an entirely different hospital. At one point, I told my sister I wanted to get a cup of coffee. I walked out of the room down a long, white and completely deserted hallway, heading for the coffee. Suddenly, out of nowhere, from the other end of a woman comes my way. I could tell by the way she moved this was my specific person. As we passed each other, she realised it was me. I exclaimed, "Hey, how strange to see you here. You are well?" Or, "Yes, my sister is hospitalised. My sister's surname is different to mine as she has been married." "I'm sorry to hear that. Is she okay?" "Yes, thank you. Thanks to your staff," I replied. "Listen, you must have met..." I told her my sister's name, and after she replied, "Yes," I welcomed her and made her entry journal. I was totally amazed. What were the odds? We talked a little, then I cut the small talk and said, "Listen, I'd like to tell you that I'm sorry for being pushy when you needed peace and quiet, and not to trust you to get back to me. I'm sorry because I hurt you." She lit up. She said thanks, explained everything had felt a bit crazy back then. We talked for about 5 minutes about a new job before she got back to her routine. That is lovely, Klaus. What an incredible reconnection. So I want to say, for those of you that have asked many times, how can someone contact me if they haven't got my number or, whatever. Here's a perfect example of things lining up and you meeting in the right place at the right time, totally unexpectedly. This is the things that can happen. And there's many stories like this in Neville Goddard's book. So Klaus, thank you so much for writing that story and sharing it with us. And also would love to hear part 2 when things proceed. Would love, love, love to hear the rest of the story. Lots of love to you, Klaus. And everybody, lots of love to you and your manifesting.